Welcome to the Sleepy Philosopher. Tonight, we travel back to ancient Athens to meet a man who gave up everything: wealth, reputation, comfort, not out of desperation, but out of deep belief. His name was Diogenes, and while history often remembers him as strange, crude, or mad, he may have been one of the most honest thinkers to ever walk the earth. He was a philosopher not of the academy, but of the street, the barrel, and the beginning. Diogenes was born in Sinope, a port city along the Black Sea, around 412 BCE. His father was a banker. His future was secure. But something happened. Some say he defaced the city's currency. Some say he challenged the meaning of value itself. He was banished, exiled from the only life he had known. He made his way to Athens, with nothing but a sharp tongue and a mind full of questions. In a city obsessed with appearances, Diogenes chose a life stripped to the bone, a life of subtraction. He begged for food, slept in the open air, and carried nothing he didn't need. He didn't live in a house. He lived in a large clay jar, often mistaken for a barrel. For a time, he owned a simple wooden bowl, but one day, he saw a child drink from cupped hands. Diogenes threw the bowl away. Rejection of false needs, of hollow desires, of the polished mask society asks us to wear. A child, he said, had outdone him in simplicity. This was not a life of madness. It was a life of rejection. He believed that freedom begins where luxury ends. The dog philosopher for Diogenes. It was not an insult, but a model. They called him a dog. He embraced it. The word cynic comes from the Greek kynikos, meaning dog-like. Dogs do not pretend. They live as they are. They do not chase illusions. To live like a dog was to live without shame, without lies, without the constant need to be someone else. One day, he walked the streets of Athens in broad daylight, holding a lit lantern. When people asked what he was doing, he said he was searching for an honest man. No one laughed for long. He preferred the open sky, rebel among philosophers. He mocked the great thinkers of his day. He disrupted Plato's lectures. He called their philosophies hollow. When Plato defined man as a featherless biped, Diogenes plucked a chicken and brought it into the academy, declaring, "This is Plato's man." 2. Diogenes. Philosophy was not what you said. It was how you lived. Wisdom was not memorized. It was embodied. He did not care for the walls of the academy. A meeting with a king. His most famous moment came with a king. If I were not Alexander, I would wish to be Diogenes. Alexander the Great, ruler of the known world, came to meet him. He had heard of the philosopher who feared no man, who owns nothing, and who wanted even less. Alexander asked if there was anything he could do for him. It was about subtraction. Diogenes answered simply, "Step aside, you are blocking my sunlight." Later, Alexander said, "A philosophy of less." Diogenes wrote nothing. He left no scrolls. His life was his argument. He believed that most people suffer not from poverty, but from too much pride, too much need, too many illusions. Others say he held his breath and faded by choice. He asked what it means to be human when you are no longer pretending to be anything else, a way of thinking that still walks beside us today. To him, the good life was not about addition. The end of a wanderer, his death, like his life, is surrounded by mystery. Some say he died from spoiled food. He left behind no grave, no school, no monument, a shadow. Closing reflection. What if the wisest man of the ancient world was the one who owned nothing? What if true freedom is not found in what we chase, but in what we release? What if to live like a dog is to live without fear? Thank you for listening. This has been the Sleepy Philosopher. Subscribe for more softly told stories of ancient minds and forgotten truths. Where thought rests and wonder begins. Again.